Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Bad Naminator here. Welcome back to Doom 2. Hell on Earth. This is part 1, of course, which is can't remember what it's called, but anyway. So today is June 4th, 2020, of course. It's 5:30 a.m. And, well, yeah. Like I said, welcome back. I've already said that. What else can I say? Well, I guess we can just jump straight through it. Let's have a chat, you and I, about a couple of things here and there, as we mow down some demons as well. Excuse me. The most recent thing I want to talk about is Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath. Like I said, this video is being recorded on June 4th, meaning that not only have I played and recorded my playthrough of Aftermath, I've already uploaded them and published them to the public view, to the public eye. But if you watch my videos, you probably couldn't get a precise opinion, a precise thought on this new story expansion. So allow me to give it to you straight up, okay? So Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath takes place right after the good ending, well, good ending B, where you are only reunited with Raiden and not Kitana for some reason. And so, right when the new Fire God Liu Kang, right when he starts to resculpt the time, none other than Shang Tsung, Nightwolf, and Fusion, a character that we haven't seen basically ever during the new NetherRealm Mortal Kombat era. I'm talking about story mode, of course, not, arcade endings and stuff. Those are obviously, most of them are non-canon, so they don't count. I'm talking about in the story. I don't think there was even a slight mention of Fusion in Mortal Kombat 9 or 10, or even this game, Mortal Kombat 11. But then suddenly, no, he's alive and he's part of Kronika. She tried to recruit him, he wouldn't have it, so she trapped him alongside Shang Tsung and Nightwolf. Here we go. Now we're talking. This is probably the best thing. This is the best thing that Doom has ever done, and it's a shame that it only makes an appearance in the second game, because this, if you couldn't tell by the cover art of the Doom reboot or Doom 4, this is the most iconic, most powerful, most badass, well, not most powerful, but most badass weapon in the Doom franchise, let alone the FPS genre. Anyway, enough said. Do I really need to explain why it's so incredible, so badass? No, I don't think so. If you want me to explain it, just buy and download Doom 2 on consoles or on PC and play the game, see what you think. You won't be disappointed, I can tell you that much. So yeah, anyway, Aftermath. So Fusion, Nightwolf, and Shang Tsung appear. They tell Liu Kang that restarting the time is not possible without Kronika's crown. So they suggest to rewind time before Kronika's death but not bring in any of the important players like Liu Kang or Raiden. Just Shang Tsung, Nightwolf, and Fusion. Go back in time and get the crown, and then I guess the original plan was after getting the crown, we then defeat Kronika again, and now we let Liu Kang rewind time again in this current alteration of the timeline. Anyway, it doesn't matter because, spoilers, it gets foiled. It doesn't go according to the plan. Anyway, so things immediately start getting suspicious when Shang Tsung suggests reviving Sindel. And not only that, he basically tells us that without Sindel, there's no way in hell they can defeat Cetrion, let alone Kronika. Which, like, okay. The heroes obviously just go with it. They don't care. They don't want any explanation to that. They're just like, okay, Shang Tsung, I guess we'll do that. We'll go track down an evil Revenant, who even before she became Revenant was evil in this timeline. Never even had a slight hint of goodness in her heart. No, let's revive her. She'll be useful. I'm sure she'll understand the need to help out the greater good. Right? Well, couple of fights later, we get to play as Nightwolf, Shiva, Fusion. We slowly realize that this was all part of Shang Tsung's big scheme. But throughout the story, I've been noticing that, well, first of all, in the beginning, in the very beginning of the game, Liu Kang takes Fusion aside, tells him a secret, and tells him not to tell Nightwolf about it. And he agrees. We don't know what the secret is yet. But Fusion seems pretty sure of himself. Every time Shang Tsung tells him something suspicious or tries acting suspiciously, he tells him that we're ready for you. Whatever you do, whatever it is, whatever plan you have, we'll be prepared. You're gonna fail. So you can understand why I didn't have any clue what he was talking about, because I immediately forgot that whole thing about Liu Kang taking him aside and telling him a secret. So I was like, okay, he keeps saying that, almost to a point where he believes it, but does that mean it's true? Does that mean he has a point, or does that mean he's just bullshitting? And by the end of the story, we find out exactly what the fuck he's talking about. Turns out that Liu Kang told Fusion, and only Fusion, about his secret plan, which is, wait for Shang Tsung to take the crown for himself, and right when he tries using its power, Liu Kang from the beginning, the fire god, comes in, defeats him, and takes the crown. So yeah, great, but I mean, there are a lot of things that I've glossed over here, so let's start analyzing chapter by chapter exactly what happened. So in chapter 1, Nightwolf, nothing major happens. Like I said, some filler fights. Nightwolf fights his Revenant self. He fights, I don't know, some other people too. But anyway, what I really want to talk about, I don't want to go through chapter to chapter. I can't remember. I don't know. I don't care. But the point I'm trying to make here is, Mortal Kombat Aftermath, took the story to a direction, And for the most part, it's fine. The ending, Liu Kang goes into the timeline. He goes into the time where the great Kung Lao was alive, and I guess preparing to enter the tournament. And that was strange for me because I thought that he would go forward into time and take Kung Lao with him, his friend. But for some reason he goes after his ancestor, which is also his reincarnation. I mean, in this timeline, it was revealed that Kung Lao, the Kung Lao, is the great ancestor, not only the descendant of the great Kung Lao, but also his reincarnation, which means they're the same person with different personalities. So why go after the great Kung Lao and not your friend? And furthermore, why even do any of this? You could just, sculpt a timeline where the Mortal Kombat tournament never exists. You could sculpt a tournament where Shang Tsung was dead, never alive. Or, Shang Tsung is a normal guy. He doesn't know any sorcery. He's too dumb to figure that out. Or something. You can make a timeline where Goro doesn't exist. Or exists, but he's like a servant. He's not a Shokan. He's like one of the lower ones. The Naknadas. Or a Tarkatan. Anyway. Again, the ending was pretty vague, because all we know is Liu Kang makes contact with the great Kung Lao, apparently, and tells him to prepare for something, assuming that it's, the Mortal Kombat tournament. Makes sense. Wait. Oh. Thought I was trapped down there. Fucking hell. So yeah. So, anyway, the ending is not what I want to talk about. I keep going off topic here. What I want to talk about is the mistreatment of existing Mortal Kombat characters, originals like Kotal Kahn, and classic like Shao Kahn, Sindel, Shiva. The list goes on. So, let's start with poor old Kotal Kahn. There's already a video about this called The Fall and Fall of Kotal Kahn, I think, or something like that. Just watched it a couple hours ago, and that has influenced some of the things I'm telling you right now. Kotal Kahn gets his shit kicked in since he arrives in Mortal Kombat X. After his chapter, even in his chapter, he gets manhandled by Kano, who is, in this new timeline, a jobber who, couldn't do shit. But here he is, 50-year-old man, whipping this sun god like no problem, nobody's business. Then he gets drop kicked by one of the jokiest characters, Rain. No offense to Rain fans. And then, what else? He stupidly causes a war with Earth Realm, a war that they lost before, because he's too dumb to figure out things by himself, and Devora just tells him what to do. That obviously is immediately foiled, but before that happens, he also sees Earthrealm in despair, and instead of helping them, valuable allies, this is your time to make amends for your mistake. No, he says, well, maybe Shinnok will be merciful. I'm gonna side with him. So, intelligence 0, strength 10. Great. Alright, well, that didn't work out for you. What are you gonna do now? Well, we don't really know what happens to him after that. He just, you know, he just tucks his tail between his legs, and he hopes that the Earth Realm heroes forgive him. Then in Mortal Kombat 11, he, first of all, he gets flown down. He gets carried away by a swarm of bees. Then he almost gets killed by Devora, who, to be fair, is pretty strong. You know, unjustifiably strong, but strong nonetheless. You know, she already killed Baraka, she killed Melina, she killed, you know, she later killed Scorpion. So that's cool. That's not, you know, that's not offensive at all. But anyway, yeah, Devora almost kills her, kills him. He gets manhandled by Shao Kahn. He gets manhandled by Jade, which causes him to get taken prisoner by Shao Kahn. Then he gets manhandled by Shao Kahn. He gets his spine broken. Then in Aftermath, then we go to Aftermath. He gets healed, or he's in the process of healing, which, you know, might explain what happens afterward, which is he's unable to stand. That's understandable. I imagine if my spine was broken, I would not be able to stand at all, let alone barely. That's fine. Then he gets choked out by a female Shao Kahn. Again, it's fine. Shao Kahn are strong in nature, and a female Shao Kahn shouldn't be any different, right? It's fine. Yeah, maybe she's less strong than Goro or Kintaro, but doesn't mean she's not strong at all. Then he somehow makes his way to the big battle against Kronika with Jade and Kitana, which is strange because in the original story, I only remembered Jade and Kitana, not Kotal, because Kotal was having his spine healed. But for some reason, now that he had less time to heal his spine, he's already good to go and ready to fight Kronika. You could say that he was doing it out of necessity. He wasn't 100% healed, but still, he saw the gravity of the situation. He couldn't ignore it. Fine. So he takes on Shao Kahn. As the video that I mentioned points out, he doesn't use any of his powers, nor does Shao Kahn, to be fair. And the next time we see him, we see his head roll into the camera, and then again, as the video points out, his own tribe, his own people that assumingly voted for him, or at least chose him as their leader, are now cheering. They're not cheering his death. They're not cheering for battle to take revenge and avenge their fallen leader. They're cheering the killers of their leader, the leader who's been with them for, what, the last 20 years, 25 years? Well, actually, around... Well, he's only been Khan for 5 years, but we don't know how long he's been leader of the Aztec. Anyway, so basically, Kotal Khan, he gets jobbed by Kano, who was a jobber in MK9. Then he gets jobbed by Shiva, who, let's not forget, she might be 25 years older. She's still the same jobber that she was in MK9. This isn't the old timeline. This is MK9 timeline, where she lost to, like, I think Jax, Kung Lao, maybe Liu Kang, Jade. She lost to a lot of people. Some who you might consider weaker than her, and some stronger. But no, here she is, kicking everyone's ass. She takes down Baraka, she takes down Kotal Khan, she takes down Jade, and I think Kitana too. Yeah. Great. She's also less strong looking. She has less muscles, or like smaller muscles, I guess, compared to the gigantic male Shokan. She looks more like a human, a female human, dressed up as a female Shokan. But you know, that's just my opinion. You can argue that they wanted to go for a more realistic look, a realistic take. They don't want to, you know, whatever you call it. But I don't know. I feel like when you're in a realm of strange creatures that are humanoid as only a base, but not really, I feel like you're free to go either way, as crazy as you want or as normal as you want, but don't go in between. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I've forgotten everything. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's talk about Sindel again. She's been butchered again. What a fucking shame. What a waste. I hope that apparently one of the writers is moving on to something else. You know, hopefully into an insane asylum or back to writing school. Just don't send him off to a bigger or more popular franchise. That's the last thing you want to do. Hopefully MK12 and even Injustice 3, hopefully they'll manage to maintain some sort of integrity, some sort of, I don't know, nuance, something new, something different, something original. And if you can't come up with that, at least stick to the source material and don't try to be original. If you know you can't be original, then don't try it. But, of course, who in their right mind would genuinely confess to someone that they don't know what the fuck they're doing? Everyone has an ego of their own. Everyone thinks they can do anything and everything. And, you know, as we know, that isn't the case. Not always. Oh, shit. So anyway, I can't really be bothered to talk about Sindel anymore. I'll just have you know that she's been butchered once again, and I sincerely hope that the next installment will either not include her, not mention her at all, like Melina, and that will be probably for the best. Or, and this is my optimism here, I'm being optimistic, hopefully that the next installment will add a more accurate version, a more reliable version, a more, you know, a more lovable version. I don't know, something to think about, folks. Just something to think about. Don't take my word for it. Sure, the fans would love that too, but who cares what they think, right? Anyway, since we're still talking about Mortal Kombat 11, apparently, once again, there have been leaks. Couple of days before Aftermath was officially released, there were leaks that I found on Twitter. Well, when I say found, I mean stumbled across. And the leaks basically suggest that there will be Combat Pack 2 and 3 available. Meaning that, probably right until Injustice 3 comes out, we'll still be sitting here waiting for more new Mortal Kombat 11 content. Which, hopefully doesn't mean that less work will be put into Injustice 3. I mean, I don't know how low can you go, really. Anyway, so yeah. Combat Pack 2 and 3 have been leaked, allegedly. And allegedly, they will feature Cyrax, Sector, and apparently even Ash from Evil Dead, which is something that it feels like the more people talk about it, the less likely it will happen. Either because Ed Boon is a troll, or NetherRealm genuinely doesn't have Ash as DLC, and the leaks were wrong this whole time. I don't know. But since we're on the topic of this, seeing how the first Combat Pack featured 6 fighters, 3 guests, and 3 original MK characters, and apparently Cyrax and Sector will make their appearances. Here's what I'm suggesting. Combat Pack 1, give us the fan favorite. Probably Cyrax. I don't know much about the franchise. I'm not I'm a newcomer, but I think it's safe to say that Cyrax, compared to Sector, Cyrax is the fan favorite here. So Combat Pack 2 should feature Cyrax, Ash from Evil Dead, if he's gonna make it. Oh, you have entered deeply into the infested starport, but something is wrong. The monsters have brought their own reality with them, and the starport's technology is being subverted by their presence. Ahead you see an outpost of hell, a fortified zone. If you can get past it, you can penetrate into the haunted heart of the starbase and find the controlling switch which holds Earth's population hostage. Alright. There we go. So it seems like we've started a new chapter. Oh, fuck. Help. Help. Send help, please. Fuck. Alright. Fuck you, Arachnotron. Suck my missile launcher. Oh. What you doing there, fella? What you doing crawling all over the place? You little Spidey. Get lost. There we go. Alright, so anyway, what was I talking about? In the previous episode, I was talking about, before I was so rudely interrupted, I was talking about, right, Combat Pack 2. So, here's my wish list for Combat Pack 2 and 3. As I mentioned before, Cyrax, Ash from the Evil Dead, hopefully. Maybe Doomslayer, why not? Doomslayer. And for the classic 80s thing, Michael Myers from Halloween. He's not much of a fighter, but he's still as invincible as Jason and the other slasher movie icons. So, you know, why not? I don't see the harm in that. Let's see. It would probably be good if we could add like some 3D era characters like Suhao, Movado, Havoc, or the new generation players like Kira, Kai, Cobra. Who else? We can add like a throwback character pack where we can add characters that were in previous 3D games but didn't get their chance to shine. Maybe this is their chance to show up in the new HD era, right? So characters like let's see. What character can I think of? Oh. The fuck? Oh, shit. Alright, hold on. Gotta kill the mama. Kill her good. Fuck off. Alright. God damn, again? Oh yeah, by the way, let's welcome our new enemies. Here we just defeated the Pain Elemental, which is like a Cacodemon that can spawn lost souls. That's great. And the previous level, we also defeated four new types of enemies. We defeated 4 Mancubuses. Mancubi, is that how you say it? And we defeated 4 Arachnotrons, which are small. They're like baby spider demons, spider masterminds. And the Mancubus, of course, as you can see, is a fat demon with 2 giant missile launchers. We also defeated, in the previous episode, we defeated a Revenant. I think in Doom 2 it's called something else. But anyway, a Revenant is a big demon, slightly bigger demon than the Imps, that can shoot rockets. Again, not very original, these demons. It's either rockets, some sort of energy blasts, or just guns. And speaking of guns, we also found our new, what do you call it? Chain gun guy? Machine gun guy? Heavy guns guy? Heavy demon? I don't know. Again, slightly fat demon with body armor and the chain gun. Thankfully, there are no demons yet that wield a double-barreled shotgun or super shotgun. Yeah, so that's great. Anything else? I think that's all the new demons. Yeah. So, oh shit. I don't even have my BFG. Oh! Alright. Just gotta focus a little bit here. This is really serious. We need to keep an eye out on our invisibility balls. Make sure we don't run out of rockets too. If you run out of rockets before the Cyber Demon does, before the Cyber Demon dies, we're gonna be in big doo-doo. Come on, you prick. Come on, give me that. Come on, come on. Shit. Come on. Yeah. Not so tough now, are you? Prick. Alright. Good to see you again, folks. Alright, anything else? Here we go. Hello. Alright, so... Anyway. So... I can't really think of many right now. You know... DLC characters, I mean. So, I'm just gonna suggest that you bring back some of the 3D... some of the PS2 era... characters. Again, like Suhao, Mavado, Havoc... etc. And also, while you're doing that, I've already suggested Michael Myers. I guess I'll suggest let's see. Well, this might be a little bit weird, and I doubt that they will accept it. But the bride from Kill Bill, I think would be a perfect fit for Mortal Kombat. Oh boy. Alright. Watch this, folks. First try. Yeah! Alright. Hello? What's this? The pit. Remember this track. I remember this track. I don't know what it's called though. Can't really remember. Hello? Curious. Fuck. Oh. Oh. Well. Failed that. Alright. There you go. Nice and easy. Oh. Alright. Oh. Oh, fuck. Die. Dun, dun, dun. Alright, so yeah, did I finish my thought or not yet? I was saying, give us 3D PS2 era characters and give us Michael Myers, Doomslayer, why not? Maybe another DC character, why not? Like Red Hood or is there like an equivalent to the Punisher? I guess Batman is the closest DC character to the Punisher. I'm sure there's like I don't know, couldn't tell you really. I guess Red Hood is also pretty close to the Punisher. But yeah. So yeah, I guess I'm done with that. With that point. So yeah, no more talking about Mortal Kombat. Okay, let's talk about something else. Anyone has any ideas? No. Alright, I just thought of something to talk about. Let's talk about The Walking Dead. The Telltale game, I mean. Since since you're seeing this video, that means that I've already posted the season finale of the final season of The Walking Dead, season 4. Yeah. So let me give you my thoughts. Well, first of all, here's something that... Shit. Here's something that I like to do when I've played multiple games. I like to give them a rating. So, probably the first season would obviously be... What the fuck? Alright, hold on. So the first season probably get a... Probably a 9 out of 10. The second season will probably get an 8. Third season, a 7. And this season will probably be, let's say, I don't know, probably an 8. 2, right? So that means it's better than the last season, that's for sure, but as good as season 2, which was also led by Clementine, but still not as good as the first season. So now I will begin to explain my reasons behind this. So first of all, season 1, which, you know, probably wasn't called season 1 when it came out, you know, it was just called The Walking Dead, the Telltale's Walking Dead game. But, you know, story was well written, well structured, and you can't deny the not originality, more like the appeal of having a story and having characters shaped and, you know, what's the other word I'm looking for? Shaped and also restructured, reshaped by your actions, which is, you know, something usually, you know, some complex PC RPGs do, and, you know, your average choose your own adventure games. But what's different this time is that wait, hold on, where's the door? Here we go. What's different from this is it's either based on a popular IP, or it's just much better done, much, you know, better written, better directed, better structured. So yeah, the appeal, the marketability, and etc. Anyway, my point is the first game was good and was the best because it was their first chance at doing something new and original. Before that, they did like Sam & Max. They did like, you know, they started some work on the licensed content, you know, with Jurassic Park and Back to the Future. But I feel like it didn't. I mean, I didn't play Back to the Future or Jurassic Park, but I feel like The Walking Dead is where they found exactly the perfect blend. They found out how to write their games, how to structure their games, how to make their games, and what to base them on. So, usually mature content that, you know, that makes each decision you make not only valuable, but, you know, could end up in devastating results. So anyway, the big idea here, is that The Walking Dead was decent, or was good in the beginning, because no one expected it to be. everyone, when the game came out, most people would think of the TV show, and some would think about the comics. But now that it came out, everyone knows its name. So Season 2, obviously, not only did it have to be much better, much more improved, much more well presented, because now it's now attracting a larger audience. So you got all these things to factor in, and the other thing to factor is that Telltale is a small company. And I don't know much about business or game development, but I can tell you that making licensed content can be a double-edged sword, because if you make it and it's bad, then you've just lost a large amount of money. But if you make it and it's good and it's successful and internationally well received, then you've just struck in the largest amount of gold that anyone has been able to tap into. Not until the next licensed, much more marketable, much more famous IP comes along. Hence, games like Tales from the Borderlands, Game of Thrones, Minecraft, Story Mode, and all that jazz. So anyway, you still haven't gotten to the point, Mark. You still haven't told us what you thought of The Walking Dead season finale of the final season. To answer your question, I didn't feel satisfied, and maybe that was the point. Maybe it wasn't meant to be a satisfying ending. Maybe it was meant to be one of those endings where it's like Infinity War, no spoilers. It's like when Thanos, in the famous scene now, takes a seat, relaxes, watches the sunset, and as he looks into the sunset and thinks of all the human lives he just saved, in his mind he's a hero and he's done the right thing. But us, the audience, the people watching, the people who have grown to love all the characters that Thanos just killed with one snap of his finger, we're not so satisfied. We're not so happy. We're not as pleased as he was. So maybe that's the point. Maybe at the end you're meant to go, wait, at the end of all this, who won? Why do I still feel like there's a giant hole inside my heart? I feel like something is missing inside there. And I'm all for that. I'm all for dark stories, depressing stories. I'm fine with that. I feel like a story that makes you genuinely depressed is good. And that's why I was enjoying the ending of The Walking Dead Season 4 until Clementine appeared. Or, I guess I should say, reappeared. See, there's a thing called subverting expectations. A phrase that has now been basically permanently tainted from people that I won't speak of now. And another phrase that comes to mind is fake out. Emotional fake outs that only serve one purpose, is to get someone to cry, to be sad, depressed, to feel like they've lost, only to tell them, psych, everything has went down hunky-dory. What are you worrying about? Now, in some occasions I like that, in some very rare occasions I like that, but in this game, The Walking Dead, where they made it clear that this isn't your average, this isn't your average game of Minecraft or Call of Duty, kids. This is real storytelling, nuanced, mature, dark, and more realistic in that way. Season 1, we have Lee shooting a baby. well, a child. We have decision of whether to let a human being live only to serve their fallen moments as bait. We have the choice to tell our 8 or 9-year-old companion to, well, when I say companion, I mean like follower, friend, to shoot us in the head, so to prevent us from turning into a monster. Season 2 steps it up with the first episode where Clementine gets bitten by a dog and has to perform amateur surgery on her arm with no painkillers, no pain dampeners, no anesthetics or whatever they're called. None of that. Just a 9-10-year-old girl stitching up her hand, probably for the first time ever. Then we have, well, we have the casual beatings and throat slittings and, you know, all of that. But then we have a baby being threatened to die, a woman dying, holding her recently born son in her hands, reanimating into a monster, and the first thing she does is try to straight away go after it and eat it alive. And you as the player have to make a choice whether to put an end to that or call out for help and let someone else do it. Then you have the choice of either killing one of your old friends or letting your a little, you know, more recent friend to die. Then season 3, you know, and so on and so on. My point is, the game really likes telling you what kind of story to expect and what kind of tone to have when you play these games. So when I was getting to the end and Clementine was there, just like Lee was, unable to stand, saying goodbye to AJ for the last time, telling him to be brave and all that, giving him a big old speech to be brave and strong and all that. Then AJ takes up the axe and swings it down, cuts away to a flashback, then cuts back to AJ all by himself. So I think it's safe to assume here that AJ split Clementine's head open with an axe. Putting, you know, it's awful, it's horrendous, but it was the right thing to do. He prevented her from becoming a monster. Great. Now we're playing as AJ, we're making decisions as AJ, we're living a new life as AJ, and there's nothing we can do. We just have to move on. Just like we did with Lee, now we have to move on and accept that AJ is alone, just like we are. But then, like I said, out of thin air, Clementine appears. Before that, I was into it. There was like a song playing. AJ was walking alone. I was like, yeah, I was feeling it. I was like, all right, I'm very depressed right now. I'm very sad. We see Violet's grave with the would have been name that we would have chose for the school, and I was thinking to myself, oh, now both Clementine and Violet are dead. They're not gonna tell anyone about the whole rotting shithole joke. You know, that's too bad. That sucks, man. I was getting depressed. I was getting sad. I was realizing all the things that could have been, would have been, should have been, but you know, are not going to be because Clementine is dead. Violet is dead. AJ is the sole survivor of the Clementine, Violet, AJ family. that we would have had if we were still alive. Like I said, depressed but happy, because for the first time ever since the second season of the game, this game has managed to make me depressed about something. It managed to make me sad about something. When Clementine was saying her farewell, and, you know, reminding us of Lee when he had to do the same thing, I was starting to get emotional. I was starting to, you know, lose it. Well, not lose it, but, like, you know, I was starting to feel it. But then Clementine reappeared, and all of that went away. And even during my playthrough, I made the joke of, you know, it's too late to cut it now. It's too late to do that. And AJ would be too weak to do it because he's a little baby. He's like 6 years old, maybe 5, right? So I was like, there's no way, you know. And even the game was suggesting that. AJ was like, you know, there's got to be a way to do this. I was like, and they were like, no, there's no way to do this. You can't do it. So I was like, yeah, she's right. There is absolutely no way that Clementine will be able to make it through this, because it's too late to amputate the wound. The infection has made its way up into the body system. Oh fuck. Alright, come out. Come out, you prick. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, that was that used to be, and now is just the corpse of the Archvile, which unfortunately we haven't seen the last of him just yet. So anyway, back to my ending talk. I felt cheated because the game was going one direction, and it seemed very adamant about it. It will not change course, not for anything or anyone. But then it was like, nope. Everything is happy. Everyone is happy. Everyone is alive. Everyone is safe together. Nothing is ever gonna happen to them ever again. It's like, is this really how you want to go out, guys? Is this really how you want to do it? I don't know. That's just me. That's only because, like I said, depressing endings are my favorites. So when I saw the potential of an ending where, you know, not only the protagonist of the first game, but the little girl that you were with as Lee in the first game, then you were playing as in the second and fourth game, now they're all gone. There's nothing left of the old world. You know, there's no Lee, there's no Kenny, there's no Katja, no Duck, there's no Larry. There's still Lily, but not really, not anymore. She's lost her mind. She's become a completely different person. There's no Ben, there's no Amid, there's no Krista, and so on and so on. So yeah, that's the direction I thought they were going with, and I was more than willing to go there. But then they changed course, and I was like, what are you doing? Then what's the point of playing as AJ? Other than make this cheap scene about AJ and Clementine never leaving each other, promising to never leave each other, making us feel that, only for it to actually come true. Then what's the point of all of this? Anyway, so I feel a little bit cheated, and I feel a little bit even more upset because my actions, my choices, were not only in the minority, they also got my my love of my life killed right in front of my eyes. And that is something, you know, that doesn't make me very happy. But when Clementine got bit, I was like, well, now they're both gone. No one has to suffer. But now she's alive. Missing one leg, but still alive. And for anyone down there in the comments, you can feel free to argue with me on how the infection would have still been only in the leg and not had made its way into the body. Seeing how there's evidence to prove otherwise. Anyway, I feel like if they wanted to do that, if they wanted to make us feel like we're gonna lose Clementine in the season finale, if they wanted to do that, they should have done like a Gandalf thing where she either sacrifices herself or gets lost and tells the other people to run, and then she makes her way somewhere else, but then it cuts to like a couple of days later, and now we're playing as AJ, and now we have to put all the pieces together, and it's like, oh, Clementine didn't make it. Maybe she did, but I don't think she did, you know, stuff like that. But no. We saw her get bit. Then we went through the whole thing of saying goodbye, remembering the rules, boarding up the doors and shit. That was all for nothing, you know? It was good when it was there, when you didn't know about the twist. But if you knew about the twist, then you're not going to enjoy this part at all. Not the part where Clementine gets bit. Not the part where you had to play as AJ boarding up the farm. You're not going to enjoy all of that because you know that it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, AJ will just, without your knowledge, he will just amputate your leg, Clementine's leg, and everything will be fine. Shit. Alright, hold on. So yeah, in summary, while the game was good, and it brought up new interesting ideas, collectibles, customizable room, more choices, more impactful choices, not so much on the new characters. Oh. You have won! Your victory has enabled humankind to evacuate Earth and escape the nightmare. Now you are the only human left on the face of the planet. Cannibal mutations, carnivorous aliens, and evil spirits are your only neighbors. You sit back and wait for death, content that you have saved your species. But then, Earth Control beams down a message from space. Sensors have located the source of the alien invasion. If you go there, you may be able to block their entry. The alien base is in the heart of your own home city, not far from the starport. Slowly and painfully, you get up and return to the fray.